Hello there, it's Jay here from Jay's Vintage Junk, and today, it's not that I thought we'd take a look at this, it's a case that I need to take a look at this, I've got my mum's old iPhone. Mother dear is not exactly one of these people that's into modern technology. It took me probably 10 years to get her to actually have a mobile phone in the first place, and it took me probably about another 10 years for her to have a smartphone. This is actually only the second smartphone she's ever had. She did have a iPhone 4, which I gave her, and that was her first smartphone. That eventually just basically died a death. And I actually had an iPhone 6 as well, but she liked this iPhone 5 because it felt more like her old iPhone 4, and she's used it for the last 4 or 5 years. Unfortunately, it's a bit poorly. The battery in it basically started to get where it only lasts, even with very, very little use, because she's not a big phone user. She doesn't use apps or anything like that. She calls a few friends on it and sends the odd text message. Occasionally may send a photograph to a friend or something like that. That's literally all she uses a mobile phone for. And even with that kind of use, so the battery was lasting less than a day on it, but because she doesn't really take it anywhere very much, she just used to keep plugging it in and keeping it charged. And then the home button started getting a little bit temperamental on it, so you had to really press on the home button. And she asked me to just have a quick look at it, and that's when I actually noticed, if you actually look at the phone that way on, the phone's actually bowing out like that. Now I'm pretty sure that's happened because the battery in there, it really is at the end of its life. I don't know if anyone's familiar with my videos. I actually pulled apart an old MacBook a while back, and the battery in that had blown up like that, so the computer wouldn't even shut, the keyboard wouldn't even close on it. It's not cracked the screen or anything, but it does look like this is doing the same. So anyway, I went on eBay, and it's got my address on it, so I'll keep it this way around. I think this cost me £2.50, including the postage, and we've got a replacement home button there, which hopefully does work alright. Now, that was a salvage part, it's a used part, but being sold in good working order. So I got, like I said, I think that was £2.50 including the postage. And then, now this did miff me out a little bit. Not too bad. Got a tool set and a brand new replacement battery. Now, I'm sure there's nothing wrong with that battery whatsoever. Problem I did have is, I'll just cover my address up. They used a counterfeit stamp on the envelope, so it cost me £2. So obviously I paid, I think the battery was like £7 including the postage, something like that. Which I didn't think was bad. It's basically I can get the phone into good working order again for under a tenner. But I had to pay the post office an additional £2 because the cheeky little buggers have put a fake stamp on the thing when they sent it out. So I've put in a dispute with eBay over that. So hopefully I can sort that out. I mean, it's £2, but it's the principle of it. So we've got new battery, like I said, a replacement home button. Now I haven't done this with an iPhone since these were current, brand new phone. Well, not brand new, but new phones. Less than 2 years old phones. This is considerably older than that now. I used to do a lot of repairs on phones like this back then. So let's get in there. I will use the tools that it came with. We'll see whether these are indeed any good. I do have better, obviously, tools for working on stuff like this, but let's see how we get on with these. Let's see if I can get into the packet. Come on. Bloody hell. There we go. Teeth assistance. So we've got a SIM card remover, which is useful because I don't know where mine is at the moment. Various tools, drivers, a plectrum. If I ever dig my guitar out, I might use that. Another kind, well, it's not really a plectrum, it's for getting in and removing. Plunger for the back you take off on these, isn't it? Yeah, so that's for helping us get the back off. Right, let's get in there. I need some glasses. I will apologise for any exterior noises, but unfortunately there's not a lot I can do about that. It's still rather warm. I haven't been too well over the last week. I filmed that last video on sorting the mower out. I can't remember if it was last Sunday or Monday I did that. And after I'd done the video, I thought, right, I better actually finish off mowing the lawn. So I mowed the lawn, and I think I basically got a bit of heat stroke, and I have been really rather unwell with it all week. I only really started feeling a little bit better yesterday. There we go, that's the first screw out. We'll put these screws, we need something to put these screws in, because if we lose these, we're stuffed. Right, what have we got round here which will work for putting these little screws in? Come on, little screw container, where are you? I'll tell you what I'll do. I've got a ring of LX tape. I'll put that ring of LX tape there, and we can drop the screws into there, and then we know exactly where they are. There we go, that's one. Yeah, so now basically I've hot and cold sweats all week, shivering, not really wanting to do very much, to be fair. That's that one out. Yeah, and now I think, if I remember, like I say, I've not done this in a very long time. There's a little bit of moisture on that. If we stick it to the back, of course it's knackered and won't stick. Yeah, the one they've given me is utter crap and won't stick for fun. And sometimes you can, I think you can get these out without the idea is you stick that on and you use it to help you remove the... It isn't the screen on these, is it? No, it is the back you take off on the iPhone 5. So they keep changing it with iPhones. That's the other thing I don't like really with iPhones. They're forever messing about with the design on them. Let's see if we can get it with the plectrum. No, because we're not going to get in there, are we? What I think I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to... it is definitely the back that comes off on an iPhone 5, isn't it? It's not the screen that comes out. You can see where the screen's lifting there, where the... that's not good, where the battery's pulling the digitizer up there. Oh, hang on. How do we bring it off this way? That's really bad. That shows how much the battery's swelled there, isn't it? Right, what I'll do, I'll just go and hunt through my other phone stuff and see if I can find a decent plunger so we can actually get into this thing. So, back in a sec. Okay, yeah, I am an idiot and I do forget things. Like I say, it is a long time since I worked on one of these. They do come off from the screen does lift off on the 5. It must have been the 4 that was one that he went the other way. So it's just a case of working our way around, and we should be able to get this to release. One of the problems is, like I said, because it started to delaminate a little bit there. I don't want to accidentally separate the LCD from the digitizer. There we go. And it's also damaged. It has been dropped many times, this phone. It was dropped many times by me before it was given to my mother. So there we go. This used to be my work phone, back when I used to work in event management. It's gone off the top of scaffoldings and all sorts. Oh sugar! I tell you what, I'm not doing again. So this is how long it is since I fiddled about with one of these things. We've got to take the SIM card out. No wonder it won't come apart. Right, let's get that SIM card out. I suppose the one thing is, if I do break it, I'll have no excuse. I'll have to use that old 6 that I've got lying around. I have to upgrade. There we go, we're in. So which phone, which Apple was it that you went in from the back? It was one of the really early ones. Right, okay, we're in. And we need to disconnect this cable down here. We need to take that off, don't we, so we can get to the home button. Phillips screwdriver. Amazing how much you forget when you haven't played with one of these for a few years. There we go. Another screw there. I thought I'd taken that one out. Oh no, there's another screw there. Out we come. No blue. Oh, hang on, yeah, that was it. I've got this the wrong way around. We need to take that off anyway to be able to get to the home button. We should have the phone this way around. We need to take this little plate off here. There we go. There we are. I wish they give you a pair of tweezers with these. I might have to go and get my set of tweezers in a minute. So it would make life a little bit easier. We'll lift this up now. What am I missing? That should just lift up now, I think. Oops, there we go. That lifted up. A little bit violently, but it lifted up. And now we need to disconnect those little connections in there. That should be easy now. There we go, that's one up. That's that one up. can pop the screen out. There we go, that's the screen out of the way. If I was being really nice I could have put a new screen on it, but it still works absolutely perfectly, that one. It's just got a little bit of a chip in the corner there. Okay, so we need to get this battery out. First thing we need to do is disconnect it from the actual iPhone. So I believe that is this little plate here we need to take off. Okay. Let's see. It's that one there, and there we go. Take that off there. We can pop this connector off. I think this is the right one. Come on, off you get. There we go. I think that's the right connector. In fact, we'll have a look at the new battery and we'll make sure. The battery's the right size anyway, good. Careful, we don't want to rip the, yeah, that's the right thing, isn't it? That folds down like that and then connects to there like that, so that's okay. Yeah, that should do nicely. Obviously this is a knockoff battery, it's not an original Apple one. Then again, actually I think that's a knockoff battery as well. I'm pretty sure this was replaced quite a few years ago now. Right, the biggest trouble we've got now is getting this old battery out of here, because they do tend to stick them in rather well. Ooh. Oh, look at that. That come out nice and easy. Dear me, look at the state of that. Yeah, it's definitely definitely a little bit on the puffy side. We'll put our new battery in. It's going to fit in nicely. I don't know if we really need to bother taping it in or not. In fact, I have got some proper tape we can put that in with, so I will go and get some, so back in a sec. Okay, I've got some of this stuff. This is a really sticky double-sided tape. And it is very sticky. I'll stick some of that to the back. We don't need tons, that'll do. So I need to keep it in place. And hopefully I can convince it to have a slightly newer phone before this battery needs replacing again. That'll do. Stick that down like that. And we should be able to reconnect. When you connect into there, right? That's it. Oh no. Well, that's not wanting to connect. Give that another try. I can't put the battery any further down, it's basically touching that side. There we go. That's going in now. Don't need pushing down there. There we are. That's better. That's in place now. So all we need to do is put this little cover back over it. This is what makes these so damn fiddly to work on. It's all these little bits. That's in there. That goes over it like that, and we put them two little screws back in. Come on, get back in the end of the screwdriver. There we go. Start with that one. Let's put him in. There we go. That one's in. I used to be able to do this without glasses. Now I definitely need my glasses. And that's the final one of them in. Right, so that should be the battery. Battery replaced. We need to tackle this home button now, so we'll put that to one side. And let's have a look at this home button. Now that is underneath there. I'm hoping we can get to it okay. Oh no, the home button's down there, sorry. That is the home button there. And that is the replacement one that I've got. I don't think I need to. Oh, we'll take the old one out and then we'll see if we have to replace that as well. That's the wrong screwdriver. That's the right one. There we go. And it's about the way we can lift this little thing out. Oh, the two pads seem to be... Alright, they're sort of stuck down, are they? If they're stuck down, how on earth do they get them out? That must be really tricky to do. There we go. That's the old one off. Let's try sticking the new one in place. Let's have a look at that home button underneath. See, that seems actually fine. I don't really see why I need to replace that. That looks okay. Although, hang on. The one that came with the new button, the little nub in the middle just feels that little bit deeper than on that button. So we will change them. Yeah, just feel the centre bit there just feels a little bit more raised on that new one. Put that back in place and screw it down. Okay. Why did that go? I heard it land on the table, fortunately. There it is. That we're lucky. Okay, so that's the home button changed. I've got to put this that I removed before back on, which I believe is a speaker actually. I shouldn't have taken that off. So I'm making quite a few mistakes on this because I haven't touched one of these phones in a very long time. And what I should have really done is look at someone else's YouTube tutorial before I started this, but where's the fun in that? You might as well figure it out yourself, mightn't you? Like I said, I did used to do quite a few of these. It's amazing what you actually forget when you've not done them for some time. Yeah, I've really lost interest in fiddling about with phones really after the I've done a few repairs on iPhone 6s, but after that it just got daft. You can't, on anything after like an iPhone 6, you can't even change the home button. You know, they weren't really stupid on their what you could and couldn't replace. I'm one of these people, I really don't like Android phones because of the amount of tracking that Google does. So I won't really, just have an Android phone. That's one of the reasons why I've stuck with Apple for so long. But I have been looking into recently some of the alternative operating systems you can actually run on the Android phones. There's some actually really nice ones out there, so I might just get myself a new but cheapish Chinese Android phone and root it and put my own OS on and perhaps build my own phone that way. Alright, we've got to get this to reconnect into here, and then we need to put that little thing there back on. Let's get that piece of metal out of the way. We need to reconnect everything. It's amazing me how much of these I actually used to do and how quick I could do it. I could change a battery in these things in no time at all. So it doesn't take long for you to, when you're not doing it every day. That's the first one of them back in. Yep. Then that one back in. Then you've got to get this one back in. Ooh, kneel it. These are fiddly. There we go. That's gone back in. So that's all the flat ribbon connectors are actually connected back in now. I've got to put this little plate back on, which fits on like that. Let's get it in the right place. There we go. And get the first screw. The problem with having to try and hold, I don't want to let that go back and pull on anything, so it's trying to hold it while you get this the first screw in this little plate. It's not so bad then, it'll pretty much hold itself, but getting this first screw in is a pain in the whatnot. Right, there we go. Okay, that's the first screw in. I should hold it a little bit while we put the next two screws in. I think I am in the right hole there. Might just slacken that screw off a tiny touch just while I get this one to seat in. There we go, that's gone in. That's gone in there. We've got one more screw to go in and we can shut the phone down and see if it's actually going to work. Final screw. There we go. Right, we should be able to shut the phone back up. And hopefully when this goes back together, it should actually go back together and not have that. Just got to make sure that these sit where they're meant to sit. Thinks about there. There's basically two little tabs there and they need to sit into two little recesses in the bottom part of the case. And getting them in there can be a bit of a pain. So this case is not in, it's been dropped many times, this phone. It has been dropped a lot of times. Not by my mother, but when, like I said, when it used to be my work phone, so it got abuse. There we are. There, it's gone back together. Right, let's see whether it's actually going to switch on. There we go. Just leave it, see if it's going to actually boot up. In fact, I should be able to put them screws in the bottom. No, we'll wait for it to boot. Put them screws in there. I'm fairly confident it's going to work. The only thing is that home button going to be any better than the original one, because that was really bad. That screw in. There we go. And that one. There it is, it's going in now. There, oh. Obviously it's coming up with a no SIM card, but the home button does in fact actually work. So it's going to give us a load of grief now, but instead of the home button, we'll load something. It does actually home reasonably well now. It's not like a brand new button or anything, but before you was having to press, like, you know, literally jab down onto the phone to get that. That screw hasn't quite gone in there. Let me just quickly deal with that. There we go. That's gone in this time. There we are. So yeah, that seems to be working reasonably nicely now. That bend's obviously not gone back out of it, but it's got a new battery in it. It's got a home button that at least works tolerably well now. Like I said, it's a lot better than the old home button on it. And like I said, hopefully it'll last until I can actually convince it to have a slightly newer smartphone. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now. So this was just a little quick fun video because I thought, sod it, I've got to do it, I might as well film it. So like I say, I'll leave it there for now. Hope you enjoyed that, or didn't enjoy that. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.